we have two runs, right? So yesterday's session we covered till collect planning, right? Where it will collect all the reference data set as well as the item cost, the customer's detail. Then there are the UM or payment terms, right? So there are a couple of reference data set. Those will be collected. Now we will run and start the order promising server. So for that we have to go to the navigator and schedule process. Within the schedule process, we have to click on the schedule new process, and then we have to type refresh order promising. If you type with this percentage, then the program name is called refresh and start the order promising server. Okay. And if you looked at the description of that program, right? So refresh the data used by the Oracle Fusion Global Order Promising Server and start the order promising server. So this is used, by the Oracle Fusion Global Order Promising Server. Okay. Now we'll click on OK. Click on OK. Now there are certain parameters required, right, to be checked. So let's take an example. So we have collected, all the data related to our new inventory organizations, as well as the BU, the customers. Same way you have to, enable. So first time, so let's take example, internet transfer order. So internet transfer order is not there, right? Okay. But let's take example, if you have all the data, you can put it internal transfer order detail, purchase order requisitions, so that order promising server um, uh, you know uh, will consider all this transactional data, the demand, the supply, and accordingly it will suggest the fulfillment. Okay. So allocation rule, then ATP, item substitution if we are using, sourcing, right? Calendars, customer, right? Interlocation shipping networks, item, organization, region, zone, resources, routing, supplier, and UM. So these are the typical, the options available as a parameter. So you have to enable it. Okay. What you have to make sure, this program can be run, right? If you are changing any attribute at the item level. So you have to run this program to sync via selecting the items parameter only. If let's take example at the organization level, if you are changing, if your customers, right, you are creating newly, then you have to run this program. Okay. So since first time we are running, so we are selecting all, and based on your usage, you can schedule, or maybe you can schedule for all the parameters, based on the frequency, whatever the discussion happen or the agreed frequency with the customer. Okay. So you have to follow the same. Now we'll notice that the program is running. So we have to wait for this program to get it completed. Meanwhile, since this program is running, we'll go to the order management. And within the order management, we'll go to the global order promising and we'll check if our organization is available in the ATP section. Okay. So we'll try to create. Okay. Now we'll go to the ATP rule assignment. And within this, we'll select the organization. Now we'll type ABB INV01. So we'll wait for that program to be completed. And then after that, we will come to here and then we will see that it is appearing over here. Okay. Meanwhile, what we'll do, we'll go to the setup and vendors, we'll provide the data access. Okay, till this program get complete, we'll complete the order management related all the data access. So manage data access for users. Okay, that is what the task name. So manage data access for users. Now we'll click on plus. So we'll type. Okay, so order. So we have these roles available in Oracle Fusion. Okay. So order administrator means if any administrator related activity is required, then this role can be provisioned, can be provided, can be assigned to the user. Order entry specialist. So order entry specialist will allow user to create the order, book the order, submit the order, do the split and all those activity. Order manager is the supersede or the supervisor of the specialist. Then the order orchestration error recovery manager. So if there are any error, then we have to use this role. And there is a order promising manager. So that is also required when we utilize the global order promising. Okay. Now we'll assign all the role. So if you notice that order administrator, so order administrator is required reference data set. So what it means, so let's take an example. If you are distinguishing between the data objects, between the entities, then if you have created your reference data set separately, then you can go with this reference data set. So for us, we are utilizing the common set only. Okay. So let me. Okay. So we'll utilize the common set. Let me put it. Okay. So we have assigned. Now, if we notice, right, so this combination is already exists. So we don't need to means for the demo purpose, we have already done this earlier, right? So we don't need. Now coming to the next role, that is our order entry specialist. Okay. So entry specialist, we have to provide business unit. So our business unit is ABB Limited. That is what our business unit name. Now we'll duplicate. What next? Okay. Now order manager business ABB Limited. Now save and close. Now we'll go back. Again, we'll type the username. We'll say order or session error recovery. And for this also, we will provide the business unit access. Now we'll duplicate.
Sir, can you please provide an example of error or change error?
Yeah, so order or session error recovery. So let's take an example. Okay. When you created order, okay, it will go into error, maybe reservation error because you don't have the on hand available. Correct. So
Okay.
at that time, it will go into the reservation error. Now let's take an example. If on hand is available after some time, then what you have to do to resolve that error, you have to recover that orchestration. Okay, then this rule will be required.
It's
You
a
got
kind of support role, right?
Yes, it's kind of support, or maybe it's kind of you can say let's take example. If this role you provided to you an order entry specialist, then order entry specialist person can recover that orchestration. So you don't need to have any dedicated support. That support team only do the recovery part and all. You can do troubleshooting by your own as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So ABB Limited. That is what the next role. Now coming to the duplicate. So we have order promising manager will provide the business unit ABB Limited. Now coming to duplicate. So since we are performing the data access for the order management side, so we'll provide the pricing side also so that we will configure the pricing. Correct. So we have pricing side, we have three roles. Majorly role is required, pricing manager. Okay, pricing manager will allow user to create price list, approve the price list, and do all the configuration. Analyst just do the analyst job, okay, to compare the pricing, price list, and all. Pricing administrator, if anything required, to separate, then you can go ahead with the pricing administrator. So majority, the role is required pricing manager. You have to assign it at the business unit level. So we have done that. Now I will duplicate again. So I'll show you that as well.
Sir,
So if
if you're
you
providing the administrator role, I think all role will cover under this administration. So,
administrator, yeah, so there is a, two parts. Okay, few roles will be, superseding roles. Okay, few roles will have the limited, means just to do the admin activity, like, service mapping, other steps if you would like, right? Then administrator activity will be required by the pricing administrator. If you are looking, the pricing entire, including, few service mapping activity as well, or approve the prices, then you go with the pricing manager role. Okay.
okay, sir.
Okay, so we have done all this. Okay, so any of the combination is already exist. Okay, so let me check which role is already exist. I think, okay, that is what the, the challenge. Okay, I think is still okay. So some of the role is already exist. So we'll again try. Okay, pricing manager, and we'll go with the business unit ABB Limited. Now try. Okay. So we have assigned that. Again, SCM testing, pricing, administrator, business unit, ABB. So that is also done. And then SCM testing, order authorization error recovery. Let's see if we have done this assignment earlier. Okay, so this already be there. So we'll go ahead, try with the order promising, whether that is also exist. So let's validate. Okay, so we have done the data access, right, to all the respective order management as well as the pricing, right, engine related all the access. Okay, so these all access will be required. Okay, all right. So meanwhile that refresh order promising server is running, right? So what we'll do now, coming to the orchestration part, that is very important. Okay, since we have defined our custom order type, now in order to have our own orchestration, right, we have to do the, either we can create the orchestration, the custom, or we can go with the standard what available in the system. For that, what we have to do, okay, so we have to go to the manage orchestration process. So if you search with this, so manage orchestration process definition, that is what the task name. Okay, so manage orchestration process definitions. Let me take a note of it. Okay, so yesterday we were doing this, so now I'll come to this part, orchestration. Okay, so for orchestration, okay, so orchestration we will be covering, let me put it. Okay, all right. Now manage orchestration process definition. So what all process available as a seeded part of the seeded. So if you search with the DOO, okay, let me put it some percent, or maybe we'll go to the advanced. It's not blank, and let's try to search. Okay, all right. So if you notice that, right, any orchestration is starting with the custom. So all this orchestration is a custom. Okay. If any orchestration is starting with the DOO, that means those are the seeded one. Okay. So let's try with start with DOO. Okay, it is not coming. Okay, let me search with that. Okay. That is what the challenge with the demo environment. Sometimes it behave unexpected. Okay. Maybe we can put okay, too many records everyone has created. So do we have that environment is running still? Yesterday we were having one environment, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That is running.
Just wait. I'll just check. Wait.
Yeah, yeah, just check.
No, sir.
Okay, I think it will be refresh. Okay, no problem. Anyway, it is not running, so we'll see that. Okay, don't worry. Let's see. In order to complete our task, we'll go back to the transfer order. Let's finish that. And once the environment will be back, then we will look at. Okay. So organization.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now it is coming. So let's wait in time. Okay. So we'll wait that program to get complete. Okay. Where there is huge data. Let's go to the navigator and check the status. Okay. It went into the warning. Okay. Let's try again. Check. Okay. Let's go and check data access. Okay. Okay, let's try with this ABB. Okay, so we have done the pricing, inventory. Okay, done. Order manager is done. Product data stored is done. Shipping agent is done. Order orchestration error recovery is done. Receiving agent that we have defined. Shipping agent we have defined. Okay. So these all are, the roles we have defined. Okay. Let's go back to manage planning source system. So we will be evaluating our configuration. Let's wait. Okay. So we have it, baby. So okay. So ABB inventory and then item master ABB inventory 01. Okay, fine. So this setup is good. Okay. What we'll do again, we'll sign out and sign in back. Let's see. Okay. All right. We'll go back to the order management. Okay. I think Rama is waiting. She's waiting in lobby. I don't think. We don't see her. If she joined, just let her in. Okay. So ATP rule we have defined. ABB limited ATP. Okay. Okay. So we have done this. Now we'll go to the assignment and we'll try to search our organization. Okay. That is also not coming. So we'll try to run again the collect planning. Okay. Now we'll try to search our organization whether that is coming or not. Okay. So we refresh. Let me select it. It will be okay. So inventory 01 IMO. Okay. So we have selected bifurcated that we need only these data. Let's run this for again and submit the record. I think let me share. Let me refresh again. Okay. Meanwhile, it's running. Okay, we will complete few other stuff. Right, we can go to the orchestration process assignment. Okay, that we will complete. So what we will do, we will see, some other environment related to the orchestration process. The customization part we will cover over there. Okay. Now we will, complete the process assignment. So whatever the existing seated one is available, that we will cover. So basically, we have created our order type, correct? So to have the assignment, because how system will drive that, which type of, the orchestration has to be assigned, right? While creating the order. So manage process assignment percent if you search. So manage process assignment rules for sales order. So if you go with this, there are a lot of condition expression has to be. So the simple one you use manage process assignment rules for sales order that you have to utilize. Okay. So the task name is called okay manage orchestration process assignment rules. Okay. Now over here you will notice that there are couple of rules available. So we'll create our own. So you have to click on create new rule. Now there are certain attributes available. Based on that, you can assign your orchestration process while creating the order in order management. Now the name you can put ABB rule. Okay. The name, the description that you can select based on the business requirement. Now at the, so what is important to note, you have couple of attribute based on that certain category or the attribute you can define your orchestration. So where is, the order header related information. So if you click on the order header, so what all attributes are available? So there are 32 attributes available. So if you notice that there is a EFF categories, order line, partial shipment, business unit, right? So you can utilize at what basis you want your orchestration to be assigned, right? So what we can, the order type is also there, right? So what we will do in order to create, right? How we will distinguish, right? So we are saying that my business unit, okay? So what will be our business unit? So business unit, we will type our ABB. So that is our business unit. Okay. So means business unit equal to ABB. Okay. Now what next? Okay. If, so we have to distinguish again. If order type. So order type you can drag and drop, or you can put end condition. Anything is fine. So if you type order type at order header level, because it is at the header level. So order type, and if you click there, right? So we have defined one order type called the ABB underscore order underscore type. So you have to select OK. All right. So we have selected business unit. So what system does basically, if condition is if business unit is ABB limited and order type is ABB underscore order underscore type, then right, then what will be happen, right? So system do, okay. So what do system? So over here you have to type process name. Process name is order fulfillment line, that you have to select as a process name. Now if you select over here, we have couple of, so if you notice that now we have, these DO, right? I have typed. So these DO one, the seeded one. So DO will only fulfillment generic process, product fulfillment, schedule ship invoice, submit sales order, right? Subscription related, inventory transactions, right? So these are the generic or the seeded orchestration available in system to use. Okay. Now you can use the DO order fulfillment generic. So this order fulfillment generic process allow you to use this orchestration for dropship, back to back, as well as the standard one. Okay. All right. Now, if you search with the return, so this is related to return order generic process. Okay. Means you have to assign both the orchestration process when you are performing the shipment or you are performing the return. So these two orchestration process you have to assign. So we will see that how we will be distinguishing between the order creation and the return order, right? Then if you put that percent, let me search with the order. Okay, let me search with the DOO ship. Okay. So DO schedule ship, right? That we have already covered. Let me. Okay. So that is what, the ship order. Let me search with this. Okay. So let me put it something. Okay. Ship order generic process. So that is also another orchestration process, but this process will allow you to use it for normal O2C cycle. It won't allow you to have the back-to-back or the dropship. So these are very important, the few tips, right, which you have to consider while you design your back-to-back generic or the seeded standard O2C back-to-back or the dropship. Okay, so you have to very carefully, choose your requirement or the orchestration accordingly. Okay. So let me note of it. Okay. Let me put it in the sheet. Okay. So it makes sense. Okay. So what all the processes available? Ship order generic. Okay. Return order. Okay. Now DO. So let me put it. So you have okay. Let me put it something. Hmm. Yes. Anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. That will further. Okay. So I will capture over there so that it easy for you guys. Okay. Let me put all the descriptions so it makes sense. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. All right. So these all are, the orchestration processes available in the system, right? So based on your requirement, so you will look at, this is a process name, and this is a description available in a system. Okay. Okay. So if you looked at, right, the process DO order fulfillment generic process. So orchestration process that fulfill order using any of the following flow is tender shipment from warehouse, drop shipment, or back to back. So you got that. This orchestration process support all three processes, whether you are performing O2C, dropship, or back to back. So we will utilize the same one since we will be, going forward performing all three processes. Customization part we will cover later since it is not, working for us, but we'll cover that. So don't worry about that. Okay. All right. So now we will choose the orchestration. So DO order fulfillment generic process that we have covered. So that system automatically recognize whether that item is back to back or it's a drop ship. Okay. So we have done that. And in the condition also, now how system. So you have question in your mind, how system recognize when orchestration process has to be assigned for the buy case or the return case. So we will add another condition as a order line. Okay. So order line, or you can say line type. Okay. So line type order fulfillment line. Okay. Is equal to what? If you search You have, lot of line type available. You can customize it also. That is also possible. If there is a requirement, we can search with, okay. So buy. Okay, so that is a standard one available in the system. So what we are saying to system, right? When we are, so there is a terminology. So buy means it's not something, you are procuring. Buy means it's related to your customer sales. Okay, when customer buy the item. Okay, that is what the definition of it. Okay, so don't confuse with the buy we have used. It's something relevant to the procurement. No. It is just when customer is buying anything from you. Okay, so we have put it the condition. So in if these three conditions will follow or be there, then it will qualify to have the association of this orchestration process. Now what else? We can add more condition. So else, once you click on the else, then there is a two condition, if or do. So we'll say if. Again, we are putting the if condition. Okay. Now again, we'll go ahead and we'll create either you drop and drop that we have already covered. Otherwise, you can type. So business unit. So first we are saying business unit header detail belongs to ABB Limited. Okay. And if our order type, correct? So order type at a header, we'll search ABB. So ABB order underscore type that we have created. Now what we'll say, now there is a tweak. So line type we are defining. So line type. So we have three options available, either return for credit and return the item, or return for credit. So let's take an example of what it means. So just you are performing the return, or you want, return the item as well as the credit memo will be there, or you want just for the credit. So sometime what happen, you don't have material to be received back into your warehouse. Those are the services, right? Let's take it. Services cannot be returned, right, to warehouse. So in such cases, you always use the return for credit, means you have to issue the credit to your customer. So let's take an example, one of the business case. We go to the, the recharge, right, for the mobile phone, right? Sometime what happen, or any billing plan, we have subscribed and now we want, that subscription to be cancelled. Now, in such case, if you have done, the advance payment, then what is going to happen? That particular company has to return your payment. So how they will do? Say the subscription is not returned to warehouse. Subscription is a just expense, right, for them, the charges for them. So in such cases, they will use the return for credit. Now, second use case, let's take an example. If you want, return for credit and return the item. So let's take an example. You started the fulfillment your customer order, and after some time, accidentally customer has requested that you ship me 100 quantity into 2 shipments. But unfortunately, it was, miscommunicated between the order marketing team or the sales team, between the logistic team. And what happened? The 100 quantity logistic team has fulfilled in a single bill, right? Now customer cannot take. So that is the mistake, because customer has requested you send me 2 shipment, then only I will take and accept this. Now, if such case happen, or maybe it's coming return, you use this return for credit, because in all the cases you have to return your material to your warehouse so that you can again fulfill it, as well as you have to issue back the credit memo. Because if you are not issuing the credit memo, then the balances will already be deducted, and there won't be any credit memo. Then the entries will not be reconciled. Correct. Now return is simple, only just the return the item. There is a no credit memo, nothing. Okay, so these are the three differences. So we'll use return for credit and return the item. I hope that it's clarified. So now what we have mentioned, that return for credit and return the item. So if we will use this line type, then only my return process will trigger. Otherwise it won't trigger. Okay. So now we'll say, then what to do? To do in a system, process name. So process name. So what process name has to be assigned? So return. Okay. So return order generic process. So that we have selected. Click on OK. So we have done both the buy as well as the return case. Association process, now we'll say save and close. So we have done the association, right? And we have created our ABP rule. So that is coming over here. We have to activate it. Okay. So we have activated. Okay. Now you have to make sure once you activated your rule, you have to publish it. Until unless you publish, right, it won't be effective in a system. Okay. So we have done. So this is a manage order orchestration, the process assignment, right? So based on your order type, item, you can add also item, right, in a condition. So those things you can do. So we have done. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have done manage process assignment for rule for sales order, that we have done. So let me put into the condition. Let me put it somewhere. Okay. Okay. So what we have done, ABB order type, that is our order type. Then what we have done, business unit. So ABB Limited, that is our BU name. So this is business unit name. This is a order type. And now what next? We have, the line type that we have covered as a buy. Okay. So all these three condition. Now what system has to do? So system has to assign DO generic process. Okay. So let me put it like this. So it makes sense. Okay. So this is what the condition we have created in a system. Okay. Now, same way. Yeah, any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Now this is for the return case, and this is for the buy case, or in bracket you can sell. Okay. Now in this case, return order generic, so that we will just copy and paste. So this is what the condition we have followed in case of return. The line type is return item to warehouse and create credit memo. Correct. So that we have utilized as a line type. Okay. So we have done. Okay. Now what next? So approval also we will cover. Okay. So for that, manage order parameter. So we'll go back and we'll enable the approval. So approval. Okay. Let me type the parameter. Okay. So order approval. Okay. So we are going to the, okay, so sales order approval process, okay, that we are covering. Okay, so for that we have to go to the manage parameter, and then what we have to select? We have to select parameter name. Okay, so let me put it over here. Okay, and the value, what we have to do? So in the value you have to use all, and then you have to say yes. Okay, so it is already exist, right? So we don't need to enable, right? But just for your understanding, I have selected, so that we have to use. So we have source order system that we have to select as a all. So why we have to select source order system as a all? So any order comes, whether you are importing or any sources, right? It will follow the approval. If you have any dedicated, source system to be allowed, then you can select that particular source system. Okay. Now coming to the start approval process for sales order. So start sales order approval process. Okay, that we have to select as a yes. So this is the condition that we have to do in order to use the approval. Okay, so that is to enable sales order approval. Okay, so this is what we have to do. Okay, within the parameter section. Okay, so we have done this. Okay, now if I try, right, let's see. So there is already value exists. So this is a demo environment, so that's why it's already enabled. But once you have the client environment, you don't have this parameter already enabled, you have to do that. Okay, now in order to create the approval, what we have to do, right? So you have to type order %approval. So manage order approval rules. That is what the task name. Manage order approval rules. So that we have to use manage order approval rule. Okay. Now in this also we'll go to the create new rule, and over here we'll say ABB SO approval rule. Name you can select anything, based on your business. Okay, rule name, description name. Now over here also you have couple of attributes. So from the principally, right, what you have the 6 attribute, 27 related to order header and 33 related to the task. Okay. Now in order to create, so we'll say again business unit at header. So system will validate at the header. So ABB limited. Okay. Now what system do? I want, it has to be triggered specifically for particular order type. So I will select order type so that it won't trigger, for others. It will trigger only for my order type. Okay. So I've selected. After that, okay, now coming to then condition do. So once we select the do, then we have two options: set value or perform an action. So we'll have to say perform an action. Now in the action, what we have these options available. Either we'll assign this to individual, auto approve, auto reject, assign to group, job label, position label, or supervisors. Okay. So for testing purpose, I am saying assign to individual. Once I say individual, then system will ask, right, required action. whether to just send this as a notification, then you have to select this information only. If you say approval required, then it will trigger the approval. Now assign to task creator or a specific worker. That also you have two options. Task creator means if I am booking the order, then it will come to me, or a specific worker means I am creating the order, but it will go to you for your approval. Okay. So anything, you can choose based on your business requirement. If someone else is performing, then use a specific worker. Otherwise, task creator means I am submitting, I am doing the approval, right? So we'll go with the specific so that you understand more. Okay. So let's search. Okay. So SCM testing, so that we have selected. Let me search again. Okay. So now it got selected. Click on OK. So now what will happen? Approval is required, but it will go to the particular user. Okay. Now I will say save and close. So you can put lot of condition. Okay, lot of condition, what it means based on the order approval, order amount, below, less than, right? So those are the criteria you can use. Okay. So let's search our rule name ABBSO, right? So we'll enable this rule. Say save and close. Okay. Now publish. So we have successfully published the rule. Okay. So that manage order approval we have created. Okay. For this, we have selected business unit name, and we have selected the order type. Okay. These two we have selected. So order type. Okay. This is what we have selected. And based on that, what we have assigned approval to a specific worker. Okay. That we have done. Okay. So we have done this activity. All right. Okay. So we have done this manage order approval rule. So we have created the approval rules as well. Now let me publish and go back. Okay. All right. So we have done the approval also. We have done the process assignment. Okay. Shipping parameter we have already done. Okay. Order parameter already done. Now what else? We have to complete our pricing setup, and we have to first, complete our ATP and all. So let's see that now it is coming still. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So still it's not coming. Something is there wrong. Okay. No problem. I think, okay, let me see. Otherwise, we'll look at or utilize some other. Let me see if there is any error is going on. Okay. Okay. So let me run this program. So till now, you can perform, all this activity, right? Whenever you receive the environment. Okay. So manage orchestration process definitions. So these all are the definitions available in the system. Customization part we will cover. Okay. ATP, we are at the ATP stage. So ATP manage sourcing rule and assignment set. These three we will cover. So once we will cover, then transport order entire cycle. Even though order management we can start. Okay. All right. So approval we have done. Now what you will do once you receive the new environment. Okay. Try to finish all the setups. Okay. So we will see that if in the big day, any day, we can connect in the evening. So we will complete our entire stuff. So maybe 1 or 2 days is required for you to set up entire, right? Whether item creation or inventory organization, the network between that, right? Even the order management. So once you've done that, we will complete our the pricing, ATP and other stuffs. Okay. But you can go ahead till collect planning and just looked at in the ATP whether organization is appearing or not. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So far,
Okay,
any
sir.
questions? Yeah. Finally, you joined, right? Okay.
Yeah, sir. Only there are like 2, 3 logs are there over there.
Okay. Okay.
Living,
No,
living,
no.
and all.
Yeah, exactly. That is what I saw. Okay, no problem. So basically, what we have covered, since yesterday, we have done the inter-organization transfer, we have done the in-transit transfer. Transfer order for that, we are facing the challenges since it's a demo environment, right? So we do have sometime, couple of challenges. So let me see
Okay.
if it's the troubleshooting done, then we are good. Otherwise, when we have new environment coming, then Shyam can do the setup, and in the weekday, anytime we can connect. After 2 days, once Shyam setup completed. Okay,
Okay. Okay,
so
sir.
that because we cannot proceed until unless all these error will be done, right? So we will
So,
stuck again.
by when we will be able to get environment, sir? Like,
Environment, by today most probably, or maybe tomorrow morning, early morning.
okay, sir. Okay,
So as soon as I got the environment, immediately I will, update you, right?
okay,
So immediately the task is that, right? See, uh, also there is a one important steps. Okay, so basically what you have to do, we have to complete all the tasks. If you are not performing it, then it is going to be very challenging moving forward. Okay.
yes,
So perform the task. So when you receive, put your 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever dedicated to set up your both the inventory org to complete till now whatever the setups we have completed,
yeah,
and
sure.
run the collect planning, refresh order promising, everything you can do, right? All transaction if you want, you can perform entire transactions also, because those are the fresh environment every weekends, they are refreshing, so that there won't be any issue or any error.
Okay, okay,
Okay. So if we expedite, right, to perform all the transaction, then we save couple of times. Okay. Because
okay,
once we done with our order management, right, then immediately we will switch over to complete our procurement stuffs. Once we done our procurement, then we are good to. So we'll complete our O2C dropship and back to back. And at the last, we will cover the costing. So anyway, we are progressing fast. Okay. Only thing
okay,
is that, right, you guys have to do as much as possible many time all the setup, then only all these tasks will be keep remembering.
yeah, sure, sir, sure.
Okay. And a couple of tasks, if you notice that, right, so couple of tasks will have the dependency, so I have to skip that task. Okay, so same way also you can perform, there is a no harm, system won't stop you to perform the transaction or perform the business case. Until unless the dependency of the task cannot be completed, we cannot proceed further, right? So try it as much as possible, right? Anyway, we have covered yesterday also locator key flex fields, as well as we have covered the pending tasks related to the account aliases. So we have already done that. So just follow all these steps and complete your activity. Okay, so most probably update me by the Tuesday evening. Both of you, I'm expecting that both of you complete all the setups and be ready for next the setup, that is our order management cycle.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure. Sure.
so if
Yes.
that environment works for us, then we will speedily cover in the weekday, maybe one hour we can take these sessions and we'll complete our order management cycle over there. Okay.
Okay.
And this environment, the demo what we have today, right? That environment you can do as many as setup. Sometime you will feel that a few of the setups not working, so no worry with that. But you do whatever the task we can do, right? So that is, very much, good instance for your hands holding. Many time you can perform.
Okay.
Okay. Hmm. Okay then.
Okay, sir.
All right. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.